Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the EDM Films show. We're doing a twofer tonight. We usually have a three-person panel, but tonight we're just going one-on-one. Of course, I'm Joey Edwards, and our special guest tonight is EDM Films contributor Matt McMurray. So, Matt, why don't you just go ahead and we'll just jump right in. Now, I want you to just tell me a little bit about yourself. To share with the audience. Where did you grow up? Tell us about where you're from, what you do now. Just give us the elevator pitch.
Well, Texas, born and raised. I haven't left. Don't want to leave. Love Texas. Born DFW area. Been in Trophy Club, Roanoke, Grand Prairie, Arlington. I lived everywhere. Really, just wherever I can go.
I've been everywhere, man. Okay, so Trophy Club, Roanoke, Grand Prairie, Arlington. Where'd you go to school?
Northwest High School, class of 04.
Class of 04.
Back before they had 5 high schools, it was just 2 buildings, and we walked across from A to B building.
Right.
Old school days.
So for those of you listening and watching all around the globe, we are in North Texas. So we're in a little suburb right outside of Dallas. Right now we're actually shooting in a city named Colleyville, and that's where we shot a lot of Rooftop Summer, where if Miss Brittany does make it for one of these installments, we'll probably discuss Rooftop Summer with her. But since I've got you one-on-one, I just want to keep it all about Matt. And
I like that.
What I'm most interested in, for those of you that don't know, is Matt's a little bit of an extreme sports enthusiast. I mean,
No, you could say that.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen you do
actively pursuing extreme sports.
Yeah, like mountain biking. Well, maybe not extreme, but just an athlete. He's like sports. So.
Anything active.
Okay, cool. So name your top 3 favorites.
Paintball. I played paintball for many years. Quite enjoyed that. Mountain biking, and then just probably hiking. That count? Hiking?
Hiking,
yeah.
Just a good old-fashioned walk in the woods or along the creek.
Get in touch with nature. You just can't go wrong with that.
What about a couple of other things I know? Disc golf?
Disc golf. Yes. Avid disc golfer. I haven't played in a while, though. It's a little hot. But, yeah, love to play disc golf. It's good. There's some good courses around here, actually. They're tearing one down, or half of it in Grapevine. But
right. Yeah, I noticed that. That's actually
exciting. What
they've decided to do is put in a dog park in Grapevine.
The whole park's a dog park. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense.
Right. So they take the disc golf away to to turn it into a dog park.
Just 9 holes of a glorious 18-hole course. They're going to take half of it away.
So that's a good question. I'm not real familiar with the disc golf. Is it out there actually by the Grapevine Golf Course?
No. It's pretty much, you can put a disc golf course anywhere you pretty much want. One of my buddies, JB, created the one at the Bedford Boyd's Ranch here in Bedford. He created it, designed it, and they built it. But you pretty much just need a plot of land, some trees, obstacles, and you can put one there. And
the things are basically like chain baskets they hang on a pole or something?
Yep. That's all it is.
Never been. I'm kind of interested in it. Okay. Now, we don't have to incriminate ourselves or anything, but I'm just going to go there. Is there a lot of pot smoking that goes on with disc golf?
Yeah, it's a stoner sport.
Okay.
It's a stoner sport. A lot of beer drinking, too, so alcoholic stoners.
Right.
And just people who like to enjoy the outdoors.
Hey, we're not trying to stereotype here. It's just if it's true, then it's okay.
It is what it is.
So, you know what, though? Also, golf. Traditional golf.
Oh, yeah. Golf is amazing. I am absolutely terrible at it, but I quite enjoy it.
Okay, I've seen you swing the clubs, and we could touch on Rooftop Summer. I mean, that's what we're working on right now. Again, we've talked about it 93% of the time, but it's what's going on right now. So, I guess, what if we don't get Brittany tonight? What if we're just having a Brittany-less show, and we don't get to talk about Rooftop Summer? Why don't we just at least touch on this? The golf day. What did you think about shooting that day?
Oh, it was fun. I got to shoot what I enjoyed doing. I actually got there an hour or 2 early and drove about two baskets of balls. And then, yeah, it was fun. I enjoy it. I love going to the driving range.
Hey, you know what? Good point. Let's give a shout out right quick to Bob Moore's driving range in Colleyville. Thank you so much to the Moore family for letting us use the facility that day.
Pads and grass, and they're in good condition as well.
Right. And we got to see it from the air because, you know what? It's no secret. We are using drone footage in this film. And that kind of takes me to what you're really interested in. You have a thing for the drones and POV action cameras.
Yeah, GoPros.
Okay.
I love I got in GoPros probably a couple years ago. Started with the GoPro 3 White Edition. Got it for a Christmas present. Pretty much it's very versatile what you can do with those. You can take them anywhere. You can mount them to anything. You can get the shots that you can't normally get with a SLR cameras. I don't know what they're called. Yeah, you You can get those things down by a car. They got waterproof cases that come standard with them. You can take them down to 30 feet.
Right.
It's just endless options you can do with GoPros. And you can
Excuse
really
me.
mount them anywhere, and you get that very specific view.
Right.
That it's hard to get with any other camera.
We have used a GoPro in my dad's race car. He drives a 51 Henry J. It's a really, really cool kick-ass drag car. We may actually do a short film about drag racing.
We should.
I think you'd make a great driver. I think that would be really maybe not going to drive all the way down the track, but we definitely
In his car.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do that.
But my dad puts a GoPro right here, basically in between where there's no passenger in a real drag car, but he puts it right here and gets a point of view of heading down the track, and so he can always see if the other guy like beats him by a fender, or if the other guy lets off, it's pretty cool. And he's got tons of footage on his memory card that we haven't edited. Sorry, Dad, but so real quick, I want to come back to the GoPro thing, but you're pretty heavily interested in drones as well, right?
Yeah, it's a downhill effect. You got in the drones, you got in the GoPros, and then you can see what you can do with those, and then you attach a GoPro to a drone, and then just opens up the horizon. You can go in the air, and then once you get those air perspectives from the aerial view, it's surreal. It's really cool what you can do with those, and where you can take them legally.
Right. Thank you for saying that. Our drone shots were done by some good friends of mine, a good friend of mine and his son, the Twings, Zach Twing and Brian Twing, helped us out with that. And they have a business called Argus Rising, which is a drone school. So props to them. I want to give them a shout out as well. So what they did is they used the Phantom 3. I'm not quite sure. I know that there was Phantom brand. There was two different ones. There was one that shoots in 4K and one that shoots in 1080. And so they brought both of them out, and it was a great time working with those guys. And so the cameras are built in on those, and it's really cool. You can watch on your iPad or whatever and control it. It's on like a 3-axis gimbal is what they call it.
Oh yeah, which is insanely stable for what you can do with those. You can go back and forth, up and down, anything, and it's incredibly stable. I was really surprised by the results we got when I was messing around with the one that I got to play with.
Right. Yeah. So as far as the GoPro thing, going back to that, it's kind of what I'm really interested in is, like I said, we used one in my dad's race car. We've used one on 2 music videos, the Gary Kyle Texas Strong music video. We put it on a truss that was raised up. So there's a quick shot of the truss being raised when they built the stage. And there's a little bit that we put on Stephen Pointer's guitar. We did looking down the guitar neck.
It's a pretty cool video.
Yeah, and we used GoPros in the Justin Ross Big Casino Blind Leading the Blind music video, and also the Justin Ross Big Casino Faithful to the Bottle video. So yeah, we're pretty familiar with GoPros, but I'm so excited that you're an enthusiast and you can bear the burden of being the GoPro camera guy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm not very proficient at the editing, but that's something I'm working on always to get better, to find the better shots, to get that action shot. It's not really meant for just normal views. It's time lapse. So you can do hyper videos, anything that's extraordinary.
Right.
Pretty much.
You don't have to worry about the editing. That's my expertise. I'm the expert at the editing. I'm not trying to take anything away from you at all.
No,
but
not
what
at
I'm
all.
saying is, in our film group, we all, and I've said this before, I repeat myself every time, but we have our primary, secondary, tertiary skills. And so I want people to really develop those and hone those skills. Like my brother Bobby, for example, he's a great PA. He's a great production assistant. He's also starting to learn sound. So, Matt, you're interested in acting, but when the project doesn't call for your look, or you're not interested in the project or whatever, there's still a role for you to be doing these action cams.
Which is great, because I still get to do what I like to do.
Right.
I have a passion for using my GoPro any situation I can possibly get myself into.
Right. I think that's totally cool. And so, we have EDM Films as the film group with the 7 of us currently that are active. And there's a couple of other affiliate, like my brother, he's into this, and my buddy Tom, he's interested in participating as well. And some of you out there who we haven't met yet, hit us up at edmfilms.com, contact us, go to our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud, all that, and hit us up. We can use talent, and we're looking for people to do different things on specific projects. But the the editing, the camera operation, it kind of I get a little stressed out sometimes because you see on Rooftop Summer where there's instances where there's 5 or 6, 7 people on set, and 3 of them are actors, maybe, and I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off.
You got a lot of spectators. it's half spectator sport. That's what it turns into.
A lot of passionate people that I love.
Great watching. They're great at watching people do stuff.
Right. So that's my point. I want people to learn as much as they can, so when it comes crunch time, they can jump right in without having to really be directed, without me having to say, "Hey, pick that up, hold this, do that." And
which makes everything flow smoothly.
Right. So I'm honestly very relieved that you're into this GoPro thing, because being interested in cameras, period, you can transition into the DSLR and help be a camera assistant.
Oh, I've looked into it.
Have you really?
I watch vlogs on YouTube as well. And then the people on there use SLR cameras, and one of the guys I watched recently discussed his camera that he uses, and so I was looking into it, just curious to see what is it about and the pros and cons versus a GoPro. Obviously, the audio is a big deal, but if you're doing vlogging, you obviously need a mic, and then GoPro's audio it's decent. It's not great, but it works.
Right. Well, kind of what we're doing right now. I mean, we're podcasting. This goes half to SoundCloud. The other, we'll put a version up on YouTube. So the audio video, combo is pretty important. But we're using a Tascam DR40 recorder here to get our audio, so it sounds good on both, the YouTube and SoundCloud. And I'm just using my cell phone to capture the video portion of this,
which I did not know looked great.
Yeah, it
really
looks
does.
pretty good. Maybe we should test it out by using a GoPro next time.
With 4K. So people out there with 4K televisions, you can watch it in 4K. You can really see our faces.
Yeah, what do you say we try that maybe? Put a couple of GoPros out here and alternate camera angles.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. Well, hey, you know what? We're just going to make this one short and sweet. Is there anything that I left out? Anything that you wanted to talk about? We had a pre-show meeting, and we blazed through it since there's only 2 of us.
You know what? I can talk about GoPros all day.
Really? Well, you know what? Why don't we check in with Brittany, see if she's okay. And if she does make it, you'll see her sitting right here, and we'll move Matt down one, and then we'll get into Rooftop Summer. If not, then maybe we'll just have another one-on-one, and we'll talk a little bit about Rooftop Summer. So until next time, thanks for watching. We'll see you then.